Hello students, here we are with our next video. In this video, I will be sharing with you the net asset method, a practical sum of a net asset method. In our last video, I have shared the various methods of amalgamation of company, and net asset method happens to be one of the method of amalgamation of company. I have shared this practical problem in my last video. Let us have a look at it. So in this particular balance sheet of Alice Limited, we have liabilities as well as asset, and then we have additional information also. Now look at the second line of the additional information. What is it asking us? It's saying calculate purchase consideration under net asset method on the basis of the following. So we will have to calculate purchase consideration under which method? Under net asset method. So now let us have a look at the formula of net asset method. The formula for calculating purchase consideration under net asset method is agreed value of asset taken over minus agreed value of liabilities taken over. The resultant figure is purchase consideration. Even though I have written net asset is equals to, it should have been purchase consideration actually. So now let us first find out the agreed value of assets taken over. Listen students, to find out the agreed value of asset, we will have to see what are the information that has been given in the question regarding asset. Just see what are the assets that we have right now. We have fixed asset 15 lakhs, investment 3 lakhs and current asset 2,50,000. And now what is the additional information regarding these assets? See, fixed assets are to be valued at 10% above book value. That means whatever amount of fixed asset is given, we will have to value it at 10% above that value. That means addition 10% above that value. And then investment should be at par. Current asset at 10% discount. Now we will not look at the liability since we are going to calculate the agreed value of asset taken over at first. See, fixed assets are valued at 10% above book value. So let's see calculation of agreed value of asset taken over. Fixed asset, the amount is, you can just see in your question. In my last video I had asked you all to write the question in your copy. I hope all of you have written that question. See, fixed asset is rupees 15 lakhs. So we have added 10% to that. So 10% of 15 lakh is 1,50,000. The total becomes 16 lakhs 50,000. And in the question it is written that investment should be valued at par. Look at the question. Point number B. Investment, fixed assets are to be valued at 10% above book value, and investment at par. What is the amount of investment? Amount of investment is 3 lakh. At par means whatever amount is given in the balance sheet, you will have to take it as it is. So investment has been taken at rupees 3 lakhs. And regarding current asset at 10% discount. That means whatever value of current asset is there in the question, we will have to deduct 10%. Discount means deduction, right? We will have to deduct 10%. So see what I have done. The amount of current asset is 2,50,000. I have deducted 10% of 2,50,000, which comes to rupees 25,000. So the total amount is of current asset, it is 2,25,000. Now I will be adding all the agreed value of assets. Fixed asset 16,50,000, investment 3 lakhs and current asset 2,20,000. The total of the fixed asset becomes 21,75,000. Is that clear? Now we will have to calculate the agreed value of liabilities taken over. See, under fixed asset, under net asset method, the second thing that we'll have to calculate is the agreed value of liabilities taken over. Now let's see what are the information regarding liabilities given in the question. we will have to look at the additional information. See, Elston Limited. Now, who is Elston Limited? Elston Limited is the company which has taken over Ellis Limited. Okay, Elston Limited has purchased Ellis Limited. So therefore, Elston Limited will have to pay something to Ellis Limited. So Elston Limited is paying to Ellis Limited. See, Elston Limited agreed, point number A, Elston Limited agreed to discharge. Discharge means repay 8% debenture at a premium of 10%. That means Elston Limited has agreed to pay 8% debenture at a premium of 10%. How? By issuing 9% debenture of Elston Limited. এটা কি কৈছে চোৱা, বেলেঞ্চ শ্বীটত আমি এবাৰ চাওঁ। এলিছ লিমিটেডৰ বেলেঞ্চ শ্বীটত আমাক কি দেখুৱাই আছে? 8% ডিবেঞ্চাৰ আছে চোৱা, ইহঁতৰ কিমান ভ্যালুটো হ'ল 3,50,000। সেই 8% ডিবেঞ্চাৰটো 3,50,000 8% ডিবেঞ্চাৰ যে আছে সেইটো এলষ্টেন লিমিটেডে পে' কৰিব লাগিব, কাৰণ কি এলষ্টেন লিমিটেডে কিনিছে এলিছ লিমিটেডক। গতিকে কেনেকৈ পে' কৰিব বুলি কৈছে চোৱা, by issuing 9% debenture of Elston Limited. তাকো 8% ডিবেঞ্চাৰটো ইহঁতি প্ৰিমিয়ামত ধৰিছে। ঠিক আছে, now let us look at the solution. So 8% ডিবেঞ্চাৰ সেইটো ইহঁতি কিন্তু 10% প্ৰিমিয়ামত ধৰিছে। ঠিক আছে, 8% ডিবেঞ্চাৰৰ ভ্যালু আছিলে 3,50,000. Now they have agreed to discharge it by adding some premium, 10% premium. So premium is 10% hole kiman hobo 3,50,000 plus 3,50,000 or 10% hole 35,000. So the total of the debenture, total value of the debenture becomes 3,85,000. ঠিক আছে, হেতু কেনেকে হিহতে দিব, হেতু হিহতে কেনেকে দিব হেতু দিয়া আছে সোয়া। হিহতে কেনেকে দিব 9% ডিবেঞ্চাৰ এটো ইস্যু কৰি দিব, এটো হেনেকে দিব। কিন্তু আমি ইনিশিয়ালি আমি কিমান দিব লাগিব, এগ্ৰিড ভ্যালু অফ লাইবিলিটিজ টেকেন ওভাৰ হে উলাবলে লাগে, কিমান দিব লাগিব ইহন্তি ডিবেঞ্চাৰৰ ভ্যালু হৈ গল 3,85,000। নেক্সট কারেন্ট লাইবিলিটি কথা কি কৈছে, কারেন্ট লাইবিলিটিজ এট বুক ভ্যালু। বুক ভ্যালু মানে ব্যালেন্স শিট ভ্যালু। কারেন্ট লাইবিলিটি কিমান দিয়া আছে ব্যালেন্স শিটত সোয়া 2,50,000। সো কারেন্ট লাইবিলিটি আমি প্লাস কৰি দিম 3,85,000 লগত 2,50,000 रुपीस প্লাস কৰিলো, এটা হলে টোটাল হৈ যাব আমাৰ 6,35,000। আৰু পারচেজ কনসিডারেশন ক্যালকুলেট কৰা ফর্মুলাটো কি আছিল, এগ্রিড ভ্যালু অফ এসেট টেকেন ওভার মাইনাস এগ্রিড ভ্যালু অফ লাইবিলিটিজ টেকেন ওভার। সো ইয়াৰ পৰা 21,75,000 পৰা 6,35,000 মাইনাস কৰি দিলে পারচেজ কনসিডারেশন হৈ যায় 15,40,000। I hope you all have understood. Just go through the sum once again, and then if you have any doubt you can post